Today's podcast is brought to you by Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. You never know what tomorrow may bring. That's why it's important to get the right insurance coverage today. At Kentucky Farm Bureau, we deliver the protection and peace of mind your family deserves. In fact, we've been providing folks in the bluegrass with dependable service since 1943. To request a free quote, find your local KFB insurance agent at mykfbagent.com. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment. Hey, Matt, how's it going?
It's going well because we're talking about something that's near to my heart today.
Sometimes we talk about things that we like. Today, we speak about something we love.
It didn't even bring a tear to my eye sometimes when I think about it because I like it that much.
It's not the allergies. It's the topic that's got you tearing up and coughing.
So if I sound a little rough today, that's what it is. But it also might be
ice cream.
Yeah, ice cream. That makes me bring a tear to my eye. It's a great time of the year.
It's just... Listen, there's a lot of times that we have to try to celebrate commodities, and I got to kind of be in the mood oh, yeah, I guess it is that time. Not this one.
Yeah.
I'm ready. They perfected the dairy people, whoever made this happen, better than Sibling Day and all those other days that happen 14 times a year.
Mm-hmm.
This one, they said, let me see if you can get a little bit hot. Start working outside, get a little sweat going. Your kids are out of school. And now we're going to celebrate the greatest treat that every child and human adult wants, and it's ice cream.
If there's an awkward situation at work, like a birthday celebration or an employee day, and I'm like, gosh, I really want to do that. And then I hear they're going to have ice cream.
I could probably show up for a minute.
I could figure that out.
I can swing by.
I could guys,
we're going to have to cut this meeting short.
Yeah, I mean, that starts at 1.
Camaraderie for the building. Yeah. Also, I'll go straight to the dessert line.
It's about getting together and culture and ice cream. Ice cream is I'm pretty good at saying, like, if I'm on a diet, I can say no to everything but ice cream.
I have been known to skip the bun on a burger to justify in my own head that I'm going to eat a larger ice cream.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to get a small shake, I'm going to get a medium, and it's okay because I took the bun off this burger. But I'm not going to ever cut out the ice cream and keep the bun. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's a hierarchy of what I'm willing to sacrifice.
I do similar things. I eat strawberry ice cream. That's dairy.
That's a fruit.
And fruit. So there you go.
You're very health conscious.
It's a healthy treat at that point. You could do other things, but that seems to help.
So we figured out in our incredible amount of prep time we do before these podcasts, which is hours, we each have an ice cream story.
Yes.
So I'm going to let you go first because this was your idea first.
Okay. So my favorite ice cream story actually involves a kid. I have 2 kids. As the listeners
it's your kid, right?
It is my kid.
You didn't smash an ice cream in a kid's face. You're like, hilarious story.
Best day ever. So we had a little ice cream shop in our first neighborhood as a kid. Is when I had kids. So, and my son really never had an ice cream before like this. So we went to this place. This is a soft serve ice cream place, and we knew what was going to happen, which was him become a complete mess. So he was just down to his diaper at this point, okay? And it's like July. And we've got all kinds of photos I still look at and still go, oh.
Look at that
where
guy.
he is fully covered in ice cream. Okay? What was funny at the time, we actually recorded him eating the ice cream, okay? And he is just in his own world. Just,
as he should have been.
Like you've seen these kids eating things for the first time. He's just like, his eyes are closing. He's just killing this thing, right? And I remember us doing this is like, we put it on Facebook, and then it became this huge viral thing online. This is my little potbelly little son, like he could have been 2 or 1. I don't even know how old this kid was at this point. And he's just crushing this ice cream, and he's like, he sees a dog, and he's just in his own little universe. And it's like one of my favorite. You get each one of your kids, you have your little memories, And every once in a while, that video will pop up online, and my wife goes, "Oh, look at him. Look at him."
What does he think about this video?
He's 17 now, and he doesn't think it's cute anymore, and he does not have a pot belly anymore. But he does like ice cream a lot. He gets into it. But yeah, that's one of my favorite ice cream stories.
Oh, that's a sweet one. So mine is it's a family story, but it is not nearly as sweet. It's actually incredibly manipulative.
That's great. Bring it.
So I'm the middle of 5. A lot of our listeners know that. A big clan of Laurent kids. And we would sit at home. So the problem with being in a family with a lot of kids is whoever got up and started serving something because of good manners, whether that was cake, whether that was breakfast, whatever it may be. Like, you need to offer to everyone else if they need anything. Go get more something to drink. Like, hey, does anybody else want anything while I'm up? The only one everyone partook of that need was ice cream. And so if you got up and you were like, hey, I'm just going to get some ice cream, maybe I want any, you now have to serve all the family's ice cream. So we did this game called Ice Cream Chicken, and we would know, because we went to the store with Mom, that there was a gallon of ice cream because you needed the bucket. We didn't need the gallon. We needed the bucket.
All of it's gone. Right. Probably one try, yeah.
So we were like, okay. And so one of us would just kind of look around and be like, you know what sounds really good right now? Ice cream. And then we would just all stare at each other and wait. And this would go on for a very long time until at some point my dad said, son, go serve everybody ice cream. Oh, come on, wait, what? And then he'd say, oh, son, be respectful. And then he'd look at the rest of us and wink like, got him. And so that we, to this day, will randomly be like, you know what sounds good? Ice cream. And my dad's like, why are we doing this again? There's like in-laws and grandkids here now. My mom's like, we're not doing it.
Make 30 bowls of ice cream. I
have friends that are like, you know, we played Ice Cream Chicken last night. And I'm like, I love that we've passed this to other homes. You're all welcome. Thank you for having good manners. And I'm sorry for the standoff you're all having in your living rooms.
Yeah, when I was one of 6, the big family too. Yeah, right. And I was the youngest, so I was it kind of just turned into I got to do that. But when you make the bowls,
yours is the best bowl.
My bowl is the best bowl.
Yeah.
Right? So,
you'll have that.
And my parents always got the Napoleon is what we call it. Napoleon. That's what my dad always called it. And so I would always just chocolate. Just all the chocolate, right? Yep. And then there'd be just
my mom went through a phase where we were going through the ice cream too fast, so we had to put our ice cream at coffee cups to lessen our amount. So if you served the ice cream, you would just mash it in there like it would be hard as a rock by the time you were finished. And she'd be like, how are you still eating your ice cream? You're like, I don't know.
I don't know. I just got 2 good scoops,
it's like
I guess.
A Mary Poppins coffee cup over there. Just keeps on coming.
Just keeps coming.
Okay, so I think we've alluded to the fact that we're going to talk to a guy about ice cream today.
We're going to talk to the guy about ice cream. Is this the guy in Kentucky?
It's Carl.
It's Carl Chaney. Chaney's Dairy Barn, Bowling Green.
Honestly, surprised we haven't used him yet. We use him for everything.
Yeah.
Because he's too good. He needs to tank something, so we'll quit bugging him. But he hasn't done it yet.
He's awesome. He's just easy to talk to. He's a great advocate for his industry, for agriculture in general. They got an awesome business. I don't know. He's just a real good example. He's a certified farm market person. He's all the things. So I think he's a perfect guest for our podcast today.
All right. Well, after all the ramblings, let's get to our podcast. Without further ado, I'm Renee Carrico.
And I'm Matt Hilton.
Let's get rural. So I went to your Facebook page, and
oh my gosh.
This strawberry milkshake, what are we doing here? Was it strawberry ice cream? What is this thing?
Yeah, strawberry ice cream. Yes, and with our strawberry milk that we produce here on the farm, and it's become a great big seller.
So a double whammy of strawberry is what you're telling me.
You're super
it's
strawberry.
It's kind of like chocolate ice cream and chocolate milk. It's strawberry milk and strawberry ice cream.
Okay, so when are me and Renee going to come down there?
Maybe we should have done this in person.
Yeah, I think we should have really done this on the road. It sounds
I hear good audio is slurping in the background.
Yeah, that's fine. We could have been eating ice cream or doing something like that. That sounds awesome. I need to,
It's really good.
We'll need to figure out some kind of random shoot in Bowling Green just to come by the old dairy barn and try that out for sure.
Well, you need to be working on that because Elizabeth only does strawberry milk through the month of May, and then she discontinues it.
Oh my! Okay, I got days to get this done.
Strawberry milk's like the riblet; it'll come back. Okay, so Carl, why don't you tell the listeners who are we talking to? Where are you calling from? What do you guys do over there?
Yeah, absolutely. This is Carl Chaney. I am 4th generation on this farm right here. My kids are 5th generation. Grandkids are 6th. Everybody does something. Everybody works around. They've got their own lives and businesses that they take care of, but they help us whenever they can. Deborah is my wife, of course. We've been married a little over 50 years. Very fortunate to, be married for 50 years to a person that you love a lot. So been fantastic in that respect. And And it's this farm we started here in 1888, and then my dad started milking cows in 1940, and so we've been mainly a dairy farm ever since. And then in 2003, Deborah and I came up with this idea: what are we going to do to be able to keep the farm? We didn't want to be the ones that messed up and lost it and lose it. So we decided to look around. We had always thought processing milk would be the way to go. And once we went around and researched about 4 or 5 different states, we came up with the idea that ice cream would be a good place to start, and then we'd see where it would go from there. So in about October 2003, the dairy barn was built, and we opened the doors, and we really had no idea what to expect. And that's probably a good thing, because I think if we would have had an idea of what this would have become, I don't know, it might have scared us. It really might. So the first full year, we did about 3,500 gallons of ice cream. We had about 3,500 people go through farm tours. And then, let's see, last year we made over 30,000 gallons of ice cream and did about 17,000 people in farm tours.
Wow.
And we think that's a very important part of all the things we do. We feel like that's very important because, as you all are well aware, the average consumer today is probably 4 to 5 generations removed from the farm. And so this gives us an opportunity to show the consumer of today, not just where they read it on Facebook or someplace else, but actually what happens on a real life dairy farm every day. So that has been a blessing.
So I'm a hilltopper. I graduated in 2004. So I actually remember when your place got going. And one thing that I really noticed back then in my memory is how kind of you guys are out in the middle of nowhere by yourself. And
not anymore.
Yeah, Bowling Green has grown a whole bunch, and it's really grown to you. It's come towards you as you all have existed. And you talked about doing education on the farm. Obviously, just the growth of the barn itself, and selling ice cream and different dairy products, all those things. Is the ag education and continuing to keep your doors open in that way as important as selling the ice cream in your view when you're seeing Bowling Green grow so much?
Yeah, that's why, in 2008, we did an addition. And then in 24, 25, we also, did a bigger addition because I think in about 2016, I'm guessing here, is they opened up South Warren High School, which is probably the biggest high school, middle school in the state of Kentucky. And that's about a half a mile from us, closer to Bowling Green. And when a new school comes in, then everybody wants to live out by the new school. And so now we are getting, there's everything coming out this way. Matter of fact, there's going to be a Publix that is going to probably open about 2 miles from us.
Wow.
North of Rich Pond. If you remember Rich Pond, it's north of Rich Pond, right on 31W. So it's continuing to just blow up in our area. Like right across the road from the farm, there was a 100-acre field of, they were double cropped, usually corn and soybeans. And now that's 336 houses.
Wow.
So it's just continually coming this way. And I think it's going to continue to come this way.
Yeah. It's like a good problem and a bad problem. We talk a lot about farmland loss. Right. From a business standpoint, it's really good, but it's tough to see that farmland turn into something else. And Bowling Green is totally different than when I was at school there. And it seems to be growing right towards you guys quite a bit.
Yeah. And we have tried to, really encourage, smart growth. I understand about what growth has to happen. I understand that because Bowling Green, has so much to offer. And, but can we not use some of this more marginable ground instead of using this ground that's going to grow 225 bushel corn to the acre? But unfortunately, when you start talking big dollars, that kind of reasoning kind of goes out the window.
Yeah, for sure. Talk through for me the farm tour side. And so I know quite frankly, you're the king of what Matt Hilton tells all of our members to do, and that is when someone asks, you need to say yes if you can, because the next person they call may not be the right story for agriculture. You know, you can give some honesty. You can give them the real, and if you say no, it could be the wrong guy that gets in front of the camera. You guys have said yes and yes and yes many, many times, and a lot of that I think is helpful, though, is you've truly set up your operation on the farm side to almost be a almost self-guided to an extent. So can you talk through, I know it's tough because this is a audio instead of a visual, but talk through maybe the thought process of when you put in that milker and when you kind of have that viewing room, how did that take the farm tours to kind of another level of,
oh my gosh.
I mean, it just gives more an ease to that part. Talk through that for me.
Oh yeah. Renee, the great part about the robot and the self-guide, we also do self-guided tours, is that, the teachers today, agriculture is a good story. Okay, that's great. But when you can incorporate technology into it, and the advancement of the way, a way of life now is continually, going into the future. It's really a bigger story that you can tell. And that's why I think there's a young lady named Wendy is one of our office managers, and she's the one that's mainly in charge of the farm tours. And I mean, for the last 2 years, she has just become so frustrated because she's had to turn down so many tours because we are so booked solid. I know this spring, I'm thinking that we had over 2,000 more kids came through this year than last year, and last year was an amazing year. And then we're also doing a tremendous number of self-guided farm tours. So if you come to the dairy barn, you have an option. You can either do a guided tour, which you really have to call in advance and set up, and it's for groups of 10 and more. And those are the ones that were just completely we were overloaded this year. Matter of fact, we had 3 tours today, and that is the last day of the big spring farm tours. We were all kind of going like, whew, we made that. And then we do what we offer is a self-guided tour. And the self-guided tour is people purchase a ticket up at the farm. At the dairy barn, they go to the farm, and then we've got a TV screen that kind of tells the story that I would say if I was there. And then we've got another screen that shows the robot and how it's working, and the cow that's in the robot and how much milk she's producing, and how much feed she's eating, and so on and so forth. And we've got a book. And that book, I wish you guys could see it. The number of people, the destinations they're from, and their comments. Thank you. Thanks for this opportunity to see what a farm looks like. So on and so forth, time after time after time after time. And that's what really, really tickles the death out of me, is that maybe the people do understand, that what agriculture is really all about after they come to our place.
Yeah, I've always appreciated that. Now, I don't know if we ever did, we repeated stories sometimes on Bluegrass and Backroads back in the day. I think we probably did Chaney's more than anybody. And it was really, it was all ploy to get some ice cream. We actually came back also with my daughter, did an educational video with y'all, and I would think that was her favorite back in the day. She's 20 now.
You're talking years ago, buddy.
Yeah, she's 20 now, so it's a whole different thing now. But yeah, we just have really appreciated that, and she's right. We do a lot of media training, and we talk a lot about, people ask me a lot back in my day of working in news, why did you guys always interview the idiot at the scene, And often it sounds weird, but it's the person that said yes, And we really wanted to talk to people about saying yes, And so many of our farmers have great stories. They just are too humble to think that they do, or they. I don't know why they don't think they do. Everybody's got their own story.
Yeah, it can be a hassle.
Yeah,
it can be a hassle. There's some people out here that don't, maybe doesn't get it, that, Like there was a lady that called. She didn't understand what the self-guided farm tour was. Well, nobody ever came in and talked to me. Why in the world are you all doing these things? This was terrible. I'd wasted my money and so on and so. But 99% of the time, people really appreciate us opening the doors. And you're right. We probably say yes too many times because, I mean, we have to be careful because we try to have signage at the farm, please, go here, don't go here, so on and so forth. But I got to tell you, sometimes people just don't think it applies to them, I guess. And so, there's a few situations like that. But, we try to be polite. We try to be nice and say, oh, I'm sorry. If you don't mind, stay over in this area. But I think a lot of the farmers are just like, that's time consuming. And I just don't want to have to deal with that. I think we decided back in 2004 when we started doing the tours, we felt like this was something that needed to be done and we were going to do it.
Which I think is huge. So I'm going to go back because, well, it's dairy month and I want to talk through the fun part of this milker. And I'm sorry if we're going to get technical, Matt, but I think they're more common than they were. They're definitely more common than they were when you got yours. But for those that have not been on a dairy and all they think about is a little stool and a man sitting there with a bucket under a cow and just going to town milking into a bucket, explain to them what a robotic milker is and how it works. How are they literally milking themselves?
Okay, well, you were thinking, about how many are there, and there are a few more than there were. In 2000, there were 2,100 dairy farms in the state of Kentucky. We're now down to about 300, and out of those 300, there's probably about 5 that have robots. So there's still, and there might be another one or two that, because somebody had mentioned to me the other day, maybe there's 6 or 7 robots now in the state. The great thing about the robot, where we always milk the cows twice a day. And, I tell people, when they come in, Dad started in 40, he started milking 2 cows by hand. He milked them twice a day. By 48, Dad was milking 14 cows twice a day. And that's when he got electricity on the farm. In 62, Dad built a barn and we milked in that barn for 54 years, twice a day, every day for 54 years. Then June 14, 2016, we went to the robot. Now, instead of the cows being milked twice a day, these cows can come in either 4 or 5 times a day, or 3. I think today our average is 3.5 milkings per cow per day is being milked. And so they come into the robot, and the first thing the robot has to do, every cow has a collar around her neck, and that collar is what identifies her to the robot. She walks into the robot, reads the collar, and then it makes a determination. Is it time for her to be milked yet or not? Because maybe she was just in an hour ago. And so this time the computer's going to say it's too early. Then it will just open the front gate and let her out. Front gate closes, back gate opens, another cow comes in. Another cow comes in, reads her number. Okay, she can be milked. So the first thing the robot's going to do is going to swing over, and with 2 brushes, it's going to wash each quarter for 5 seconds. Then the brush is going to swing back over. It's going to wash the brush, swing back up underneath the cow, and then it's going to wash each quarter again for 2 seconds each. Not only does that get her clean, but it also stimulates milk letdown. So then the brushes swing back out of the way, and then the robot goes back toward the udder. And then there is a laser. And I tell the people it's a red light. Well, the red light is a laser. The laser is mapping the udder to show the robot where to put the milker. And it'll sit there and then it'll just put the milker on each one if she's real still. And if she doesn't, well, it might have to dance with her a little bit, which I laugh at the kids and I say, kids, the robot's dancing with her. And so then it gets the milker on her. So now it's going to sit there and it's going to milk her. Every cow is different. Some cows might milk in 4 minutes. Some might milk in 8 minutes. The average time in the robot is about 6.5 minutes. That's the average time an average cow will be in there. And then once she gets through milking, then the robot is going to swing back out of the way. And then it's going to spray an iodine solution on each quarter. It's going to spray her twice. Then it will open the front gate, let her out, then, close the front gate, back gate opens, and the cows just keep coming in one right after the other. So the robot works really, really well. Now, the most milk we could ever get out of a cow average was about 55 pounds per cow milk per day. We are right now at about 72 pounds of milk per day. And today we've got 4 cows that are milking over 100 pounds within the last 24 hours. They're not going in twice a day. They're going in 4 and 5 times a day whenever they want to. So the robot has done a great job for us.
That's incredible. I just think it's so, I think when people hear like, okay, so there's a viewing room, what are you going to like watch a guy go milk a cow if you catch him at the right time of the day? And it's just, I have been there so many times and I've never stood there, I don't think more than 10, 20 minutes and at least see a cow come in and get scanned. I mean, they're moving. They like to go in there. They're comfortable where they are. It's a comfortable process. It's not like it's a painful thing for them. In fact, it's a relieving. I mean, for some of those that are big, heavy producers, they get to get milk more often. So the animal welfare portion is just incredible, in my opinion, with the robots. I think it's really cool to see. So if anyone is close and's ever thought about it, I think you gave a phenomenal description. It's like you've done it a time or two.
Yeah, speak to that. Like, is them getting milked more is more comfortable for them, correct? Like, what is it? If they want to do it, that means that they're speak to the animal welfare element.
Yeah, they're also getting feed as they're being milked. But what I like to tell people is, if I've got a cow milking 100 pounds of milk a day and she comes in twice a day, she's going to milk about 50 pounds in the morning. She's going to carry about 50 pounds at night. And I said, I can see where that would be uncomfortable. With them doing about 4 to 5 times a day, now maybe they're going in and they're giving 20, 25 pounds at a time or 30 pounds at a time or something like that. So I have been surprised that we haven't gotten more. I don't want to open myself up to this, but we've been fortunate that the majority of the people that come to the farm, they appreciate the way that the cows are taken care of. Every single one of them is named. A lot of the times, Maggie or Dory, my niece. Maggie's the young lady that we've been working with us for about a year and a half. She went to WKU and graduated from there. And Maggie does a great job. Or Dory, when Dory is there, she's my niece. It's not uncommon for us to, that next cow that's standing there getting ready to be milked, I'm looking at her face. Well, that's Lulu. And they're like, she hadn't even walked in yet. How do you know who she is? And I tell the people, we're with them every day. We're with them a lot of the day. We're in and out of the barn all the time. Yes, the robot milks the cows. We don't have to do that part anymore, but we're able to do more things. We're able to go prepare feed for them. We're able to go check the heifers. There's so many things that we're able to do now. People say, well, gosh, you don't milk anymore. But what I tell them it does, it gives us more flexibility to do some of the other things that are needed to be done.
Well, let's talk through some of the other things y'all have done because, you guys had so much free time when you were still obviously dairying, milking the cows, whether a robot was doing it or not. And then you've got the restaurant and the ice cream. And, why not bottle some milk? You guys had so much downtime. So talk through that portion. I do think some people, when they heard, and I don't think they hid it from me, I think they kind of said it to you and Elizabeth's face. Are you guys crazy? Are you really going to get into this? Like, do you know how challenging this could be? And it's a interesting story to me because a lot of people, and you're right about the dairy numbers in the state, they've gone down tremendously, and I'm not going to make us explain to others what's happened there, but a lot of people said, well, just bottle your own. What's the big deal? I mean, a lot of, those that don't understand dairy farming and the health regulations and a lot of pieces to go along with that, they're like, what's the big deal? It's a big step, but you guys have really handled it and done a great job, and we see Chaney's Milk in a lot of places. So talk through really that whole story. Why did y'all start bottling milk and some of those challenges that y'all overcame?
Yeah, I tell you what, I don't need to take much credit for that. Elizabeth, it was the one that decided that, that she wanted to do this. And I was just ignorant enough to say, I think that's a great idea. Because that's one of the things I thought we needed to do when we started. But what I have learned with us processing our own milk, right now our cows are producing around 28,000 pounds of milk a week, but we're processing about 50,000 pounds a week. So we are purchasing milk from a local Warren County dairy farmer. We're able to support him and purchase his milk, and that also goes in our bottles. And so he's revving up to jerseys because that's what we've got, because we feel like that's an important part of our story, is that the Jersey cows were started here in 1940. We've still got them today, and they produce a wonderful milk. Now, when I'm telling a story, I tell them that all milk is good, no matter what milk you buy at the store. Dairy farmers are working hard to produce that product and to produce a wonderful product. So when Elizabeth started this, one of the reasons I jumped, that I thought it was a great idea, was even though with the farm tours and the ice cream store, probably in the last 20 years, there's probably been 3 times that if it wasn't for the ice cream store subsidizing the dairy farm, those cows would not be here right now. Mm-hmm. And so we wanted to figure out a way to help to where the dairy farm would carry more of its own weight. And so that's what we did when Elizabeth decided to do the processing. And it's worked out really well. But I got to tell you, I never could have imagined the amount of work that is involved in doing this and the cost. I mean, $750,000 to $1 million. I mean, you'd spend that much very easily. That's why there's not very many people doing it. Mm-hmm. There's so much work. There's such a cost involved. And I mean, hey, you know, the great part about us is not only now that we're processing our own milk, we're making our own ice cream mix. And we've been so very fortunate that our ice cream has done so well. We've been sending our ice cream off to the Los Angeles International Dairy Competition for the last 3 years. And we've been very fortunate to win a bunch of gold medals and best in class and so on and so forth. And what we try to do is we try to take the comments from the judges and to figure out what ways can we improve what we're doing. And there's always a way that you can improve what you're doing. So we're trying to look at these things and trying to say, okay, what do we need to do? Non-fat dry milk. Okay, that we're using that. What about pure cane sugar? Using that. A stabilizer. Yes, we do that. So all of these things that we're trying to do is to make sure that we make a product as good as we can make it.
Okay, wait. So now Matt, question for you. Which ice cream flavor at Chaney's do you think is the most award-winning?
Oh, man.
Because you're a regular.
There's a crazy name. No, that's
not it. That's not it.
What's the one I'm thinking of, though?
Wow, now Brownie Cow?
I know which one's
that's one. That's it.
That's what you were thinking?
That's the one.
Okay, so...
You didn't mention Big Red Rumble?
Big Red Rumble?
I thought for sure you were going to be Big Red Rumble, Mr. Tops, man.
I thought he was, too.
I know, but I like the...
I thought you supported Western.
I do, but I support chocolate flavored ice creams the most. Yeah, I would say that. That's
Wild Now Brownie Cow.
Is that the one that's most awarded?
No, probably. I mean, the first year we sent off Wild Now Brownie Cow to Los Angeles, it received 100 out of 100 points and won the gold medal. So yes, it's way up there.
Yeah, it did.
But the same year, we sent off Vanilla, and Vanilla received 100 out of 100 points in the gold medal. And Vanilla, we've had 3 out of the last 4 years at the Kentucky State Fair. Our Vanilla has won the gold medal at the Kentucky State Fair. So it would probably have to be Vanilla. Cookie Butter is one that has come along very quickly. We sent it off last year, and it won the gold medal and won best in class. So, but Big Red Rumble, I tell you what, these WKU folks, when we go to the state fair, man, they're all over us. Where's the Big Red Rumble?
I haven't had this yet.
It's red velvet cake in the ice cream.
It sounds like the plan.
It's darn good. Okay, Carl, no offense, man, but no part of me in my entire life has ever even thought to order vanilla ice cream at Chaney's.
All these wild flavors.
All these names and flavors. And I'm like, vanilla?
Sounds like we need to get the vanilla.
Sounds like that's what we're doing next time. And when everybody makes fun of us, I'm going to be like, listen, we know a guy, and this stuff wins awards.
This is award-winning vanilla. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's funny. When we were out in the trailer, at Owensboro last Friday and Saturday. We were at Owensboro for the Bourbon and Barbecue Festival. And I mean, some guy, he comes up and we carried 12 flavors in the trailer, and he looks at the flavors and he goes, and he goes, just give me vanilla. And I said, I've got this thing down. I'm like, sir, I'm sorry. I can't give you just vanilla. I can give you a really good vanilla ice cream. It's won awards and so on and so forth, And he said, okay, give me the vanilla then.
Let's do it. Well, so what's your favorite flavor? What's the go-to for you?
We got 32 flavors, and I'm partial to all of them. I'm like a dad. Don't you ask me which of my kids is the best.
You can't pick a favorite. All right. Well, listeners, when we get him off the phone, we'll find out something later and we'll let you guys know. He's just worried they're going to wear out his dang trailer with his favorite flavor. Oh, we heard this is Carl's favorite. And he's like, gosh dang it, got packed double.
What I've learned from this conversation is I have 2 or 3 good solid reasons to go to Bowling Green now. We're going to have to figure out something and take a quick detour over to the Chaney Dairy Barn.
They like to kill us last Saturday. We went through about 80 tubs of ice cream over there in Owensboro last Saturday. They like to have killed us.
Yeah, good problems. But a problem. I mean, it's tough. It's a lot of work, and you guys have done a great job through the years. And
exactly.
Also, just a really good representative. Go ahead.
Well, since we built on, it's really neat, I think, because we have got it fixed where. I don't know how long it's been since you all have been here, but now we've got the 4 dipping cabinets to where we can move the lines quicker. Over to the left, as you're into the ice cream area, you can see a glassed-in area where a lot of the times they're making the ice cream right there on the spot. I really like what we've done. Great big back porch, new dining area. So we've been blessed to really have a place that we're all excited about working in.
Excellent.
All right, Carl. Well, I want to ask you one more good question. We're going to go ahead and put in the show notes where you can find Chaney's and the Facebook page, so you too can be, mouth-watering over the strawberry ice cream.
Strawberry.
Awesomeness. But I do want to hear from your perspective, being in the dairy industry and around so many dairy celebration months. Why does it still feel good? I mean, we always say thank a farmer and be grateful for the farmer and all those things. But why is it neat when your commodity kind of has its own month and you get to do some of those promotions for a guy that is so outward facing, so with the public? Why does it feel good kind of to have that month to celebrate?
Well, as Deborah says, what's better than ice cream to make you smile? Ice cream is such a comfort food, and dairy products, the majority of the time they have a great name. It's why would these other folks want to call their product milk when it's not really a milk if it wasn't because it's so popular? And guys, what's really great now is now they've got this new whole milk in schools, and I think this is going to even open up more opportunities for whole milk. Because I'll be honest with you, if I want you to try some of my milk, I want you to try my whole milk because that's got the taste in it, and my 2%'s good also. But if they're serving skim milk and 2% milk, that's the reason that the dairy has really struggled. I think is because they've had a milk in the schools that the kids just really didn't like. If it was whole milk, it would be a different story. And you all have asked me so many great questions, but there's one other thing I need to mention if I can. I tell you what, our place is becoming known as one of the best places for a burger that you can get in Bowling Green. Whether we use a Wagyu beef that is tremendously good. We have a beef of the month a burger of the month that is just, they had a Philly cheesesteak burger about 3 or 4 months ago, loaded with cheese, and oh my gosh, it was good. So I've always, we've always been known for our ice cream, but I think now we're becoming even more well-known even for our food. So we're really excited about that. And I think that's one of the reasons that we have become so much busier than we have been in the past, because of our restaurant offerings are matching up with our ice cream.
Well, now, as a reminder for our listeners, dairy cows are also a fine hamburger. And so during Dairy Month, before you eat that ice cream, we would also encourage you, with that big glass of whole milk, we would also encourage you to eat a hamburger.
Absolutely.
Because that is also supporting your local dairy farmers. So I love that you put that plug in. I love it.
Hey, you're supporting all farmers when you do that, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Slice of cheese on top, whatever we need.
See, Carl, I'm starting the spring and going into summer here soon. Trying to lose a little bit of weight, but this podcast is not going to help that.
You can run on your way. You can run to Bowling Green.
I'll run to Bowling Green and back. That'll make up for the milkshake I'm going to have with the whole milk and the cheeseburger. So,
hey, we've got you covered, my man. all with what they're doing out here and adding on to all these, they've got a trail that goes right beside 31W. And I've walked it. It's 2.5 miles to Rich Pond and back. So, once right before you eat, then go walk that. And then when you come eat, then you're going to feel good.
Feel good to go.
Well, try to outsell Carl Chaney.
Heck yeah. Well, we appreciate you today and appreciate your advocacy out there about your industry and obviously making great products. And, listeners, if you're in Bowling Green and you don't stop by Chaney's, you're kind of messing up a little bit, I think. So, but we appreciate your time today and thank you so much for what you do.
Hey, we appreciate Farm Bureau and everything that Farm Bureau does for the farmer in the state of Kentucky. And not just farmers, but everybody.
We appreciate you, Carl. Thank you, Carl, and thank you, listeners. Be sure to subscribe and listen to some of those older episodes. And we'll see you next time on Let's Get Rural.